Ashley Williams, welcome back to the Uncommon Mindset podcast. Last time we talked, I asked you what your goals were and you said to make it into ADCC. And I know that you went to Poland and you done the trials. Can you just talk to me about that day? How did that go?
Obviously my biggest goal until this point has always been to qualify for ADCC. Obviously won numerous other things, and that was one of the things where I thought 10 years ago I was at the event and I thought I'd never be there, and then I obviously started getting to the point where I was like, actually I might be able to compete at this level. So we went out to Poland with a small team, and it was just one of those days where everything was going right for me. Everything was going right. It was like the day that was meant to happen. It was the first trial I've ever done, and I just knew in my head, I was visualizing it all the time, that I was going to win the trials. I was going to get to ADCC. I had 5 matches over the course of 12 hours, like a real long, grueling, tough day, but really grateful I went through that process. But the truth is, I was sitting in the stands, I was meshing my friends in between matches and stuff, even to the point where Mo Jassim was even voice noting me, saying hey man, we're watching you, good luck, I see you've won your first match. And I was just sitting there going yeah, but I'm just not going to get beaten today. I just felt like it was meant to be my day. Every time I walked down to the mats, and my coach, my brother and Chris, they would be like, all right Ash, let's switch on. I was like, look boys, you don't need to tell me, you don't need to tell me, this is, they need the luck today, not me. I don't need no luck today. I've done the work, and I'm gonna punch my ticket. And obviously in the 5th match, then it was 11 p.m. I beat Garbeg by back take in overtime to get the ticket to the Worlds, and it's probably the most emotional I've been after a win. I needed a little 5 minutes to myself when I sit in the corner, just take it all in. Just knowing that I was going to be in Vegas, competing against the best of the best. But yeah, it was a lot of hard work through my lifetime to get to that point. But now, trials are kind of come up again, and I could not be more confident that no one's going to stop me in Europe. There's no way. I just can't see I'm going to lose, and I will be at ADCC again.
Amazing, yeah. I remember watching it. It was a crazy day. It was on for forever, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got your ticket into ADCC, and then obviously the ADCC Championships happened in Vegas.
Yep.
Can you just talk to me about that day, leading up to that? How did that feel? What was going through your mind?
I think ADCC was actually one of the poorest performances of my career, actually, isn't it? I really it was the opposite of trials. Nothing was going right. Nothing was just, nothing felt great, nothing felt right. Some different tensions for different personal things. I had some tension in the weight cut thing was, although that was fine, that was no problem. And truth be told, I was trying so hard not to get overwhelmed by the event that I didn't even get to second gear. My body, my mind, everything was just so calm that I didn't really get nervous. I usually am nervous all the time. I thoroughly enjoyed the crowd and the atmosphere and stuff, but I spent almost I was a fan doing almost it was weird. I didn't really don't know. I can't explain why it didn't come together for me that day. But I would play more opportunities, and the truth is I lost to the winner first round by 2-0. The 2 points were my own fault, and I was maybe at 40% or something. It really wasn't my I just felt terrible competing, and the truth is I felt the best in the world. I literally, how I gripped up and toe-to-toe the best in the world, and I know I can beat them. I just know I can beat them. So maybe 3 more opportunities in my lifetime, maybe, to do ADCC. So 3, one out of 3 chances I've got of putting it together on the day, and I'm gonna hedge my bets and say that I can do it. So yeah, I'm looking. I looked at that as the XP, the XP gainer, where I just took in the atmosphere and kind of saw what the event was about. They treat the athletes brilliantly, and the kind of the tension in the air and everything, it was just unbelievable, unbelievable. As an event, I think Mo and his team just absolutely killed it, and I really look forward to just being on the mats again. For me, it's just not It's not if I get on those mats, it's just when I get on those mats again, can I put it together?
Yeah. So straight after, obviously, you know, going out in the first round, which is upsetting, you've done all that hard work, right? How, like, was it tough for you to get back into training? Like, what was going through your mind then at that moment?
I'd actually booked like 4 tournaments, like the weeks after, just because like you hear a lot about like Olympians and stuff, you know, and they go to the pinnacle of their sport, and afterwards they get depressed, or they, you know, they're very undriven, unmotivated, and they suffer a lot, you know, with mental health and things. So I actually booked a few tournaments in preparation for the fact that if I won, I could keep riding the high, and if I lost, I could get back to a goal and I could compete immediately again. So from ADCC, I actually went and fought on Grapple Fest twice, and then I went to Worlds, and I think maybe European was after it as well. So like, you know, my weight was already low, so that was cool. And yeah, I just stayed motivated to keep competing. Didn't get my best results towards the end of that year, but you know, I learned a lot of things about myself, my team, and my surroundings and stuff that I could make changes going forward that would improve my performance. You know, like I'm upskilling right now. Like I'm upskilling. I'm looking at where I can make improvements in on and off the mat, so that my next run at ADCC is closer to perfection. Like, I don't think it's ever going to be perfection, but I think it's going to be closer to perfection. But yeah, that's kind of been my take on the kind of post ADCC, was that like I would just, regardless of result, I would just put my head down and go back to work, and try and test myself against some other good guys. But like, you know, it's a very tough moment. I wasn't even upset or anything. I wasn't happy. I wasn't upset. I was just, I suppose I was just there. You know, I was just in the moment and just taking it in. It was gutting to go the way I went out. But you know, there's a lot of worse ways it could have gone. You know, a lot worse ways it could have gone. And you know, I think I had 50 people in the end come out to Vegas from Wales, from like a tiny little city, to come support me in the world's biggest stage. I knew like there was people who won that tournament with less people in the crowd. You know, there was people there who were literally like, they were at the pinnacle of the sport, and they couldn't put 5 bums on seats. Do you mean? So like, to me, like the support and what I felt around me far outweighed the result anyway. Yeah,
no, amazing. You mentioned your team there as well. Obviously, you know, we train out of Draig. You know, you're a coach in Draig. You're an athlete of Draig. Can you just talk to me about Draig? Like, what makes Draig what it is?
So basically, that was one of the things I think we kind of established primarily after ADCC, was the fact that like the blend of team that we had back home and how we were all kind of working together wasn't exactly how it should have been. So we sat down and we had a look at what we could improve on, and then we came up with the concept of forming a new team, essentially in Wales, between 2 of the biggest gyms in Wales. So the gym I was currently training out of and coaching in, CRA, and then my twin brother's gym, who's also my coach, SJ Martial Arts. So we are on opposite ends of the city. We've always trained together and compete together, but because we weren't really unified under one banner, there was always kind of tension, and it wasn't as smooth as it should have been. So we kind of thought, right, enough's enough, you know, let's make things right now, let's use this opportunity to grow from here. So we made this team called Draig, which since has gone on to absolutely fantastic things and results under my brother's guidance and influence. A lot of people are involved in decision making and the direction in which the team wants to go. But the truth is, we try to create a better platform that's more stable for athletes to grow, but not just grow. So like, there's a lot of other teams out there, like world level teams, which have got fantastic training and pro training kind of facilities. But the truth is, a lot of them don't fund their athletes, you know. Like, a lot of them don't pay them to teach classes, or if they do teach them to pay classes, they're paying them $20, $30 an hour or pounds an hour, and not even guaranteeing it. You know, so like some weeks the student might have 10 hours, and sometimes the student might have 2. Like, it's impossible to live like that, you know. So pretty much, I'd say most of 60 to 80% of the drag kind of full-time team are either paid salary via one of the 2 gyms or a gym in the area. And we kind of try to create a stable platform that people can just focus on the training and then coach in the evening, so that they know the longevity is available to them. So if they want to do it for 5 years, they know that they will have money available. You know, they know they'll have a roof over their head. They know they'll be able to afford to eat, to get to competitions. The idea of a full-time athlete, I think, is very daunting. It's very scary, and it can be very hard work. But the platform we've created is a far more stable platform than many have come across, to be honest. And the team do work hard. You know, they work hard. They compete all the time. Our most successful since the kind of transformation or inception of drag. You know, we've taken the team trophy at the British Open, both gi and no gi now, which no other teams have ever done apart from GB. And then we've been on a lot of different platforms, had a lot of different wins on like Polaris, Grapple Fest, and Integrate, all the UK based shows. And we've kind of been trialing it for this last year, and then we're going to go bigger and bigger, and we'd like to, you know, start targeting IBJJF tournaments. In particular, the European No Gi, I think, is going to be a big goal of ours, to show that we are a team that deserves respect in Europe. And yeah, we're just going to keep building from there, really. But yeah, like that, I think the inception of drag is one of the going to be like a key component of whether my success at ADCC happens or doesn't. You know, we've still got Chris involved, who was both Josh and I's original coach. He's just like, if anything, like, he's a great person there for mindset. Like, he can keep you calm in the like crazier circumstances, and he can take tension out of a room. You know, like he's just so good at remaining like this calming voice, calming presence. And then we've got like technicians like Jamie Dix, Tom Barry, Tom Tovey, who are all black belts on the drag. Like also leading female Ashley Bendel. We have got a big black belt kind of contingent coaching team at the head of drag. And then we've got Aidan James as the kind of MMA figure, who's also a nutritionist. And then we've got Marcus Cable on for strength and conditioning. So we've got a lot of things we've pulled in already, where we're creating a great infrastructure just for future development and growth. But we're going quite slow now, you know, taking our time to build, so that when we do start expanding more and more and more, you know, we'll be ready for that.
Yeah. And I know that, you know, the atmosphere at drag is absolutely insane to train at as well. Is there anything that annoys you, or you know, that makes you have a tough training session when you get to training, or is it on the opposite? Is there anything that pumps you up as well?
No, so I would say, like, obviously I've been trying to improve my mindset a lot, like reading books, trying to educate myself and try to get better mindset and philosophy for life, and you know, just look at how things, like why you should be grateful for things, and like your reason why you do the things you do. And actually most recently I was very fortunate to go on a trip with my wife to compete and teach, and we went to South Africa for about 14 days, and like I've been on many trips and been to many places around the world, and the culture that I saw in South Africa and like the way they live their lives just made me super humble and super grateful. Like, I already felt like I woke up every morning with purpose, and that I was super grateful to have the life I've got, which I do try to instill into the members of the kind of drag training team. I think it's very hard. I think people don't understand that, like, training full time, the physical aspect of it is not actually the hardest bit. You know, like, everyone gets sore, everyone gets tired, everyone like gets a few niggles here and there, bad neck, bad, you know, elbow, whatever, it doesn't matter. But the truth is when you wake up every day and then you gotta go train, and maybe the techniques aren't coming like you want them to, you're not progressing as fast as you want to, you're not lifting the numbers you thought you would be, you know, your weight on the scales is not what you want it to be. You know, maybe you're higher grade and you're getting caught by lower grades, and then you've got a big match coming up. like that constant wear and tear on your mind, and it's just always in the background, you know, it's always just clawing at you. I think that's very, very hard. But obviously, what I said, when I went to South Africa, I was watching people who literally are like leaving their families to go work in a different country for like really not what we class as good money, just so they can feed their kids, you know, and stuff, and just crazy stuff, you know, where you're like, you just don't understand how other people in this world live, and when you wake up with a roof over your head, and you know, and you 20 of your best mates are on the mats you train with every day, I just don't understand what the reason is to be unhappy, you know. I think that is one thing that a lot of the team would say is they've got everything they want, but when you've got everything you want, you kind of find more reasons to be unhappy, and you should sit back sometimes and just think like, man, this is insane, you know, what we do. We wake up every day, we go hang around with the best mates, doing the sport we love, and then we coach the sport we love and get money for it. You know, like for me, like that's the only life I ever wanted, was enough money through jiu-jitsu that I could have a house, have a family, and travel a little bit, you know. So like where we started to where we're at is exceptional, but it's so easy to just take that for granted. And that's why I think, like, so when I go training, the truth is, no, I don't really go down ever frustrated or upset or disappointed. The only thing that actually upsets or frustrates me is when I see my teammates feeling like they've got a hard life. That's actually the truth. Like when I go down and people are like, Ash, I'm feeling a bit down today. Okay, cool. What? Like why? Explain. Like, oh, things aren't going my way. Like, yeah, but things don't go a lot of people's ways. So I mean, like it doesn't. Like a lot of people feel like that, and you know, a lot of people, you know, don't maybe get the best session, or like I embrace the worst sessions, because the worst sessions produce the best sessions. You know, if you don't have a bad day, how do you have a good day? You know, if you like, how do you expect to have those highlight reel amazing moments on the mats where you feel like you can walk on water, if you don't have days where you feel like you're drowning? You know, like you have to. It's just part of the game, and I think you should embrace that. And some of the younger lads who are coming up, you know, maybe a losing tournament, get a bronze, don't really get the performance they want. The truth is, like, the only way to get wins is to get the losses, accept those losses. Do you know what I mean? And just embrace everything that's negative about the sport as well. But we are truly, truly fortunate in the position we're in, and the people who are higher up who have worked hard to provide the opportunities for the kind of lower guys in our team. I think like we're on to a really good future, and I know it sounds weird, like I'm not like a religious person, but I use the word faith a lot, and I always say like I've got faith in what we're doing, you know, like cause I just believe in the system we've created to better a lot of people's futures, you know, not just our own. But yeah, no, I don't wake up any day. I don't go training upset, frustrated. I really do feel grateful for the life I've got. You know, I've worked hard for what I've got, but the truth is there was some luck involved, in right place, right time, and meeting various people along the way. But yeah, like I think, and this is for anyone, you know, anyone in the world who trains jiu-jitsu or has got like a passion or whatever, you should just pursue it and wake up every day and know that, you know, just have the faith that it's going to come to where you want it to go.
No, I love that. Yeah, that's amazing. So just to wrap her up, I know you're a busy person. I just got two fun questions for you.
For sure.
So if there was any celebrity or any idol of yours that you'd want to roll with, who would they be?
That's a mad one. I don't think I want to roll with anyone, to be honest. They're probably garbage at jiu-jitsu. You know, like I'd love to meet I know Adam Sandler or Jim Carrey, or you know, any kind of high-end actor would be really cool. But like, come on, like you probably just wreck all the celebrity people who do jiu-jitsu. You know, like maybe Keanu Reeves would be cool, or Tom Hardy. You know, I know they do jiu-jitsu, which is fun. But you know, who doesn't want to beat up Bane or beat up John Wick? You know, that'd be cool, eh? You know, so but yeah, that'd be pretty fun.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. And another question, have you got any like funny stories or anything in training or in competition that's happened to you?
Funny stories from training or competition. Very on the spot, thanks, Murat. I like you.
It's okay if you haven't.
Because they're all just natural at the moment. Usually it's not me being funny, it's the team, you know, like the boys are hilarious, to be fair to them. Like, I think it's all the stuff that goes on in the background, you know, like the car trips with the boys between competitions. We are pretty ruthless, you know, like we're pretty savage on each other. I think that's the most fun thing about the team is, because we all do jiu-jitsu, we joke with this all the time because we've got MMA and jiu-jitsu and drag, you know, and like MMA boys, when they go to tournament together, obviously it's quite intense, it's serious, you know, because, you know, you can get hurt, and I respect that for MMA. You know, I fought MMA myself, and my demeanour and stuff going to MMA compared to jiu-jitsu is very different. But, you know, when you make it like, say, knocked unconscious or something, you know, in MMA and they lose, you know, you don't joke about that quickly. Well, like our guys, you know, like in jiu-jitsu, you know, something that's bad performance, they come off the mat, we give them like maybe 5 minutes, and then you're just shredding them, you know, and like it happens to everyone on the team. Like no one's above or below it, you know, like if someone takes a loss they shouldn't have, or like messes up, that's bad performance, or does something stupid on the mats. I think that's what I enjoy the most about the team, is we win together and lose together, and you kind of learn to laugh at yourself. You know, we always, our best thing part of the team is when you lose is you either got to laugh or you got to cry, you know, so we choose to laugh.
Yeah, I'd love to see, and I think the people would love to see like the background, what happens in drag and all the funny things that happen.
We actually talked about recently, doing a vlog series similar to the Daisy Fresh stuff, you know, because like our setup's pretty insane. You know, we've got a fighter's house where the 3 of the boys currently live, and they've got people coming and going in their spare room with bunk beds. I personally myself, in my house with my wife, I've got a 3-bed house, and I've got one of the lads in my spare room 4 days a week, and then we converted my garage to a little studio flat, and that's got a bunk bed in where 2 of the boys stay. So like in my house there's 5 of us all the time, and usually I'll have someone stay on the other days. My brother has got Jamie living with him, and he just had a baby, you know, he's still got one of the boys living in his house with his wife. And then another one of the coaches, Tom Tabby, he's got one of the other lads, Andrew Foxall's on the team, he's living in his house. So like it's a crazy sense of like family community where like we all kind of pitch in, help each other. Like all the boys want to live in the fighter's house basically. Like all the younger lads who are on the team or living with their parents, they want to get out and live in the fighter's house, and I'm telling them like look, stay with your parents as long as you can. You know, if they're gonna give you, if they're gonna like no rent and feed you, just don't leave, never leave, you know, because once you get into the fighter's house, you're going to be living like a tramp, it's going to be hard work. So yeah, it's good fun, you know, like, so if we did a vlog series, I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, no, amazing. No, thank you so much, Ash. Is there anything that you'd like to say to your fans or anyone listening?
No, well, not really, you know, I just think that you should, if you're listening to this, you obviously got an interest in jiu-jitsu, or obviously people who have got a different thought process to you, and you know, I would recommend, one of the best things I did was start reading. I thought that was fantastic. I thought it was a great way to stay motivated, and surround yourself with like-minded people. You know, that's one of the biggest things, is you've got to surround yourself with the people who are kind of heading towards the same way as you. You know, if you feel like people are negative around you, or partaking in things that you kind of don't want to, you know, partying all the time, or eating bad food relentlessly, the truth is, like, it's hard to change, you know, it's hard to change that type of thing. Like, and one of the best things you can do is just choose your circle really carefully, and just enjoy every day, you know, enjoy every day. Like, just like I do every morning I wake up, I think what I'm grateful for, and before I go to bed every night, I just think of something that happened that day which, you know, made me smile or something, you know. Like, it's just those simple things, simple practices. You'd be surprised how often they can compound up, and give you a much, much stronger mindset.
Amazing. Thank you, Ash.
Thank you, Murat.